Howdy YouTube, my name's Ethanra, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. So, sorry the last video went so long. It's probably the longest one I've made, if you don't count my Gambler of Fate videos together. But I want to talk about a medal I forgot to bring up in the last video. It's kind of funny, because in the other ones that I deleted, I talked about it, but this time I guess because I was kind of in a hurry and just all over the place about Terra Xehanort, I forgot. But the other medal I would like to discuss with you is right here. Terra, Illustrated Terra A. Now, I'm not going to do that here. I'll just discuss Terra's overall, well, what I think of him anyway, in the Coliseum. But I'll come back at the end to talk about Terra. So if you want to, you can do what I suggested in that last video, which is once I bring up the medal, chances are I'm not going to change it. So feel free to do whatever you need to do. Eat, play with your pets, do homework, pay your taxes, whatever, as long as you're listening. I got a little bit farther because I'm not going to record every single time I come here. But I got a little bit farther. And just so happens we're fighting the werewolf first, which is pretty cool. But before I get into that, I want to mention, I'm not going to get into this too much, but I learned how to, or I believe I've learned how to edit my videos without deleting everything, or edit my playlist without deleting everything, so that's really good. And my little sister has gotten more into Kingdom Hearts, and most adorable question she has asked me, and it's funny, but it might not be LOL funny, but it's funny enough to make me smile, is that she asked me, do all Keyblade wielders have blue eyes? And I thought that was so funny because it seems like it's true. Sora, Roxas, Xion, Aqua, well, I say Roxas, but Roxas and Ventus, I don't know if you want to count them separate or not, but blue eyes, I guess technically no. Aqua, so yeah, a lot of them have blue eyes, but then there are some exceptions. Spoiler alert, Axel, Xehanort, Vanitas, I just had another one. Oh yes, Riku, of course, Riku. So no, not all of them have blue eyes, but I still thought that was a pretty adorable question, because it seems like it's true. But, okay, so moving on to Terra. Terra, oh, yeah, now, it's not important. I'm not going to mention that. I'm pretty sure, but if someone points it out, then fine, but it ain't worth getting into. I'd rather stay on topic as best I can for this, because Terra is my favorite Kingdom Hearts character for a lot of reasons. I guess the most standout reason is his appearance in Birth by Sleep. I've never seen anything quite like the way Terra looks. For example, he has a casual-esque look with like the strange muscle shirt that he has on. I call it a muscle shirt not because there's muscles in it. Terra just really is that diesel. It just looks strange because it has like those weird pads on the side. But anyway, he has that casual-looking shirt and a plain black wristband on his right arm. That's super casual considering, Kingdom Hearts. Even Roxas's is more, well, Ventus for that matter, is more, standoutish than Sora's. I'm already messing it up. Terra's black wristband, getting back on topic. He also has, the reason why that's so funny to me is because while his right arm just has that plain black wristband, his left one is nearly completely covered in armor with a gauntlet and a black glove. That also looks pretty cool. And then he has some samurai inspiration around his belt, his sash, and his pants. So that's a very interesting look that Terra, in my opinion, actually manages to pull off quite well. That doesn't seem like, if I just describe that to you, you probably think it was like a super bad cosplay or something, but Terra actually makes it work. So that in itself, I think, deserves some praise. Then there's, of course, his Keyblade, which, interestingly enough, is even more off-putting than his overall appearance, because you could argue his overall appearance when he's not armored up is samurai-esque. I mean, he even has like the Zentetsuken and stuff, but when he's actually in his armor, then there you go, knight. But his Keyblade, Ends of the Earth, it has like an Aztec look to it, which doesn't fit with his overall look at all, yet it still works. As a matter of fact, Terra's entire look, casual look, and in his armor form has absolutely no blue on it. No kind of teal looking blue, but his Keyblade does. And you would think that would be jarring, or just like, why is that the only part of his entire color scheme that stands out? But it doesn't bother me. I don't know. It just seems strange how so many things you think wouldn't look good going together do. But like I said, his Keyblade seems Aztec themed to me, like Aztec looking gold. So there's that. I like the way his Keyblade looks. And funny thing, the way Terra's color scheme, especially his armor, is mostly gold. I never cared for that when it comes to like gold, because people, when they usually have like gold aspects on them, they overdo it. Like that one guy from One Piece. I think his name's like Don something. I forget. You know the one I'm talking about. The one who has like a bandage around his head, big gorilla-looking lips, had golden armor, just full of booby traps and hidden things like that. Yeah, him. They usually overdo it like that when it comes to gold armor. Or no disrespect, because I love the series. The Gundam battle. What was it? Battlesuit Gundam, maybe. I'm not sure. The one that had Domon Kashu in it. When their Gundams glowed completely gold, it didn't look bad, I guess. But I mean, I wasn't like in love with the idea. But when Terra does it, I guess probably because he doesn't overdo it, it looks good to me. So his casual look and his armored look great to me. Then there's the battle cries he makes. Like, when it comes to, the only one I say would have other battle cries that I like would probably be Roxas, because when he attacks you, it feels like he's actually attacking you. You can actually hear the power behind his attacks, especially that like dashing attack he does at the end of his combo, or when he's throwing those keyblades at you and releases that dark and light energy. That's what I'm talking about with the battle cries. Terra seems to do it like all the time, especially when he uses R Solemn, which we'll talk about that later as well. So I like the way he sounds. His voice doesn't really bother me all that much. I know it bothered some people, but not to me. I was okay with it. But yeah, Terra sounds really decent when he's attacking things. Like, you could feel the power behind his hits when he's swinging that Keyblade around. I like the fact that he, out of all of them, really, is the only one who transformed his Keyblade into a weapon when it came to using a shot lock. Like, Ventus, I believe, just creates like a cyclone, or yeah, I'll just say cyclone, hurricane, tornado, whatever. That Aqua does probably the shiniest ballet dance you've ever seen in your life. But Terra actually turns his Keyblade into a giant cannon that launches this even more giant orb of light out of it that will explode. It works a bit differently in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, but that's also because the Lingering Wheel is using it. And the Lingering Wheel is far stronger than Terra was at his peak, but the Lingering Wheel is its own entity, so I won't talk about it too much here. I like that about Terra, though. What else do I like about Terra? Oh, I like some of the abilities he has in the Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Like the R Solemn, the Meteor Crash. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Meteor. Even though he wasn't like the strongest magic user, because he was associated with the Earth, he did have some very powerful magic, even though he himself was not magic oriented. Let's see, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, another thing. I know this bothered a lot of people. They figured Terra was like kind of stupid. No, he's not. The thing about Terra is that he is too trustworthy. Like, I don't remember doing this, but I'll get into it in a second, what I'm trying to say. So, when the first Going the Distance video was uploading, I decided to kill some time by hopping on Birth by Sleep and doing some collection on things that I haven't gotten, like stickers. And the last place I had to go to was Neverland, and I happened to see Peter Pan there. I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember him being here. I might as well talk to him, see what he has to say. And essentially, Peter Pan says something along the lines that adults are really good at telling fibs. And he decided to warn Terra about that because Terra seems like he's very easily tricked. You could argue that Peter Pan is saying that because Captain Hook tricked him, but it's also foreshadowing for Xehanort. But that kind of shocked me. I was like, wow, man, even Peter freaking Pan noticed. But yeah, no, Terra's not stupid. It's just he's too trustworthy. And the thing about stupid is, I'm not saying he is stupid, but the game portrays Sora as being actually stupid, or at the very least naive. Not Terra. I mean, even Riku and some of the other people actually insult Sora on that front. Riku, his best friend, even he does it. But no, Terra is not stupid. He's just too trustworthy. But I think it bothered people the most because it seems like it shouldn't have happened when it's so clear that Xehanort is clearly an evil person. But no, Terra is not stupid. He's just too trustworthy. What did I just say? He trusts people too easily. There. He is trustworthy. It's just he's too trusting. There we go. Or at least he was trustworthy until he himself realized that Master Ericus knew what he was talking about when he said Terra needed to be watched. But of course, that was also thanks to Master Xehanort's influence, like how, I'm not sure the exact details of it, but it seems like Xehanort was the one who kind of brought out the darkness in Terra during the Mark of Mastery exams, because Terra was doing fine until the darkness just suddenly appeared. But at the same time, because I'm not really saying my point of view, I'm saying someone else's, but at the same time, I think it, even though Master Xehanort did influence the exam, that darkness that was in Terra was his, because what happened was when Aqua was coming at him, he did get kind of angry, and that's when the darkness flared up. But at the same time, Terra himself seemed like he was surprised by it, like he wasn't really sure where it came from, like it wasn't his own. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know if Xehanort legit did something. Like, you see, he corrupted those shadow balls with darkness, so it wouldn't really be all that difficult to just make Terra's darkness visible, I guess. I don't know. I'm just trying to make a point here that Terra himself is not a bad person. Probably a bit more easily manipulated than I'd care to admit, but he's not a bad person. And in addition to that, if you really think about it, a lot of the people that Terra encountered, well, maybe not a lot, but the main people Terra encountered were going to be like super evil in the future. Maleficent and Xehanort, of course. I'm trying to think, who else did he meet? Pete? I mean, though they all kind of met Pete, but the reason why I draw a parallel to Terra is because of how similar he is to Riku, which is done on purpose because Terra chose Riku as his successor. As a matter of fact, if you remember in Kingdom Hearts 1 and essentially any incarnation of Riku in dark form, where he, well, not any, because you as the player can't do it, but Replica Riku can, and when you first fight him as possessed Riku or whatever, he does it there too. But where he summons this dark orb around his hand that doesn't seem to do anything. When I first saw that, I thought like he turned his hand into like a dragon claw or something, but no, it's just he has this dark orb in his hand that I guess is powering him up or something. The thing I think is pretty interesting about that is one of my favorite command styles in the game, which is Dark Impulse, because Terra does the exact same thing. His just looks more eerie, and he actually punches you with his fist. Like, he's not holding an orb in his hand is glowing, and his actually makes sense why his is glowing if you've ever seen the Dark Impulse attacks. And if you haven't, and if you got nothing better to do, not trying to be mean here, look it up, because it looks really cool to me. But yeah, his actually makes sense why his hand is glowing in the Dark Impulse command style. That one actually makes sense. So, okay, I'm sorry this video has been kind of all over the place when trying to talk about why I like Terra. I'm about to end it right now and go ahead and go to the medal. See if there's anything else there I want to discuss. But yeah, just everything about him I like. There's nothing really I don't like about him. No, let me think about that. Is there anything really I don't... Well, I guess the fact that he is too... trusting, but if you have to think about it, if they made Terra, you know, say Riku's level of trusting people, like in Dream Drop Distance, when Joshua was trying to talk to Riku straight up told him, "I don't trust you," and then he walked away. And then of course Joshua mentioned he knew Sora, and that was what caught Riku's interest. But initially Riku didn't want nothing to do with Joshua. He actually has pretty good intuition. If Terra was like that, the events of Kingdom Hearts in general would have never happened. He would have never been possessed. Master Xehanort would almost certainly die unless he tried to possess Vanitas or something, some other... I don't know. I'm pretty sure he would have figured something out. Matter of fact, I know he would, because at that point, apparently, he also had his heartless self give his younger self the ability to travel through time. So, I don't know. It ultimately doesn't matter. My point is, if they had made Terra realistic, the events of Birth by Sleep would have never happened. But at the same time, like I just said, he had already sent young Xehanort into the past, and that's proof that that plan was already in motion, because you actually fight young Xehanort in Birth by Sleep as the final and arguably strongest final or secret boss. Like, the amounts of things he can do is insane. But before I go on, let me go and go over to the medal, because I'm about to end the video now because I don't have a lot of time. Hopefully, I talked about everything I wanted to, though. So, Illustrated Terra A, R. Solemn. I'm actually kind of disappointed in this medal overall. There's various reasons. A is that it's not a tier 5. That's my number one complaint. Number two is that it's a magic medal, which makes no sense. If it was going to be a magic medal for Terra, I would have liked it better if they had given him something like, say, his meteor spell. I don't know why they just didn't do that. And also the pose he's in right here is not bad, but if you've ever played Birth by Sleep, unfortunately I don't have the medal so I can't show you, but if you've ever played Birth by Sleep, the initial pose Terra is on, in the initial pose Terra is in on the title screen, that looks good. It's not quite like a JoJo pose, but the pose itself looks fine to me. I like it. So if they had used that as the medal for like illustrated Terra, power, R solemn tier 5, that would be really cool to me. That would not only make sense, that would also be cool. And by the way, just so we're clear here, I wouldn't say that I'm complaining. I'm just saying what I would have liked to have happened, and I don't understand why they didn't do it. Now, I know that sounds like complaining, but like I said, if I was complaining, it would just be complaining why I don't like it. I'm trying to give solutions here. But to me, it would seem better if they had made R solemn Terra, like, even if they didn't make him tier 5, okay, fine. I say tier 5, but whatever this thing right here is, if they didn't make that 5, then okay, fine. But the fact that they clearly know what they're doing is R solemn, so it's like they played Birth by Sleep, but for some reason, all the medals associated with Terra, save for this one, not all of them, but the major strong hitting medals with Terra, like there's this one where for some reason they make Terra do like lightning and ice attacks, which make no sense. That'd be more appropriate for an aqua medal, don't you think? But yeah, getting back, not getting too off topic with R solemn here. R solemn, I think would have been better off because at least it would make sense, much like for whatever reason Riku in Kingdom Hearts 2 has Dark Aura when it's actually Dark Figra, but for some reason it's called Dark Aura when it's not. Same problem here. R solemn, magic. Why? Terra is all about brute force. Why would he have a magic medal? And I know what you're thinking. He's one of the main people in Kingdom Hearts, so of course he would be one of the people who has several tier medals, and that's fine. I'm not complaining about that. I'm complaining about the fact that they made R solemn magic and not meteor. When he clearly has magic spells like meteor or quake, they decided to give magic to R solemn. I don't know, that just irks me a little bit. Maybe because I'm biased because Terra's my favorite, so I'd like them to do him the most amount of justice. But making R solemn magic, I don't know. That's ridiculous to me. And if you want to argue it's because of this, because this one is magic, that's fine. This makes sense because Terra as power, it would make sense that his possessed form being Xehanort would be magic. Like, it's almost an exact opposite here. Like, Terra is facing, well, he's looking from our perspective, he's looking to the left and both his arms are down. Then you have Terra Xehanort where he is looking to our right and both his arms are up. So if you make that parallel, that's fine, but they didn't need to make them both magic. And while we're here, and since this is kind of Terra anyway, Darkness's End. This attack makes no sense. The name anyway, because Darkness's End would imply the end of darkness, not darkness bringing an end. So that name makes no sense. You would think, because again, they were in the know enough to do R solemn from Birth by Sleep. You would think maybe they would call this one something a little different. Maybe like, I don't know, Dark Impulse, because Terra Xehanort's Dark Impulse is very strong, very fast, and out of all of his attacks, that's probably the one that's going to get you killed. So, I don't know, I think they kind of dropped the ball on that, but that's just my opinion. Like I said, it ain't worth, and I'm going to say this, and I swear I'm not trying to pick on anyone, despite my complaints about certain aspects of the game, like how I feel the medals are kind of done wrong, that's not worth quitting over. I'm still going to play the game. And again, I swear I'm not trying to pick on anyone. I was literally going to talk about this anyway. It just so happens because Kyrie EX is out, a lot of people are quitting. But like I've mentioned in the past videos, I don't do drama. I haven't called anyone out. And I already told you in the last video that I'm not gonna, judge you for quitting. I wish you didn't because you might regret it later, but I'm not going to judge you for quitting. So with all that being said, despite how they're doing the medals and the unfortunate circumstance we find ourselves in, I'm not going to quit the game. I'm going to keep playing. But aside from the slight injustice I feel they've done with these medals, as well as some of the aspects of Kingdom Hearts in general, I still love the game. Sorry for talking for so long. I'm going to end the video now. I kind of got to get ready to go somewhere. thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you around.